So I don't know if he goes here or if he's a different student.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Or if he's a different student.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about you.
Okay. Do people know who I am? My name is Rick Aaron. I'm a news reporter / sports reporter anchor at ABC4 in Salt Lake City, Utah. How you doing, everybody?
Rick Aaron.
Again, this is Rick Aaron from ABC4 Utah News. I just happened to be driving down Center Street this morning about 10 minutes before 8. This happened a little bit before 8 a.m. I was driving down Center Street in Orem right before 8 a.m. Saw a lot of police cars pulling into the parking lot of Mountain View. Again, they said this happened in the boys' locker room. This would have had to have been in a time frame of about 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. By the time I drove by at 7:50 a.m., there were already police units here on the scene. I did see one ambulance leaving the scene as I was pulling up.
So I don't know if he goes here or if he's a different student.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Or if he's a different student.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
7:47 this morning, police say a 16-year-old sophomore boy stabs 5 classmates in the neck and torso.
Did you guys hear what happened?
No. I heard 5 kids got stabbed.
5 kids got stabbed?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Some of my friends that are in school.
Somebody running up to the school could be a distraught parent who heard something. Again, bringing more stretchers, more EMTs arriving on the scene. These from Provo Fire and Rescue. Okay, a victim was just taken out. He appears to be conscious, alert. He has a bandage on his head. His parents with him there. This would have had to have been in a time frame of about 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. By the time I drove by at 7:50 a.m., there were already police units here on the scene. Did you guys hear what happened?
Yeah. Only that there was a stabbing.
A stabbing? Did you hear how many people got stabbed?
We know the cops told us that there were multiple, but it wasn't clear.
Okay.
And we saw the one ambulance leaving the other guy just got wheeled out.
Okay. Did you hear about what happened, or?
I guess that happened in the boys' locker room.
Yeah.
That's what I heard them say over the announcement. So.
It happened in the boys' locker room. One kid stabbed a few kids.
A
I don't know exact
A few kids. Okay. Do you guys have students at this school?
My son witnessed it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Are they talking to him now? Is he talking to police?
They're all just basically like clumped together, just kind of like, on lockdown. They can't go anywhere.
Okay.
But they will end up having to talk to police.
Okay. Thank you for the information. I'm glad your son's okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he goes here or if he's a different student.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Or if he's a different student.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
For him to have the awareness to run with his injury and find an adult, in this case he found me, he saved lives. I didn't see the blood. His injury was to the back of his head. He said, "Principal, principal, principal." He said, "Someone's trying to kill people in the boys' locker room."
A stabbing spree, several injured, a 16-year-old student from Orem, Utah, going on the attack.
Down the south part of the gym.
A police officer assigned to the campus arrives and shoots the suspect with a taser. It's all over in 6 minutes.
We did have some of the staff members that actually had boxed the suspect into a little bathroom area within the locker room. And so we have the locker room area where a lot of the stabbing had taken place. Somehow, when the suspect went into that area, they actually contained him in there.
Again, this is just something that I drove by. I happened to be here right when it happened, so I'm just holding my phone, trying to show you, give you a sense of what happens. We'll have complete updates throughout the day on ABC4 Utah News. Excuse me, were you inside?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I wasn't inside, but he knows what happened, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just got here.
I understand they're still waiting to talk to the witnesses.
Yeah.
So, do you know how many people got stabbed?
I think like five.
Around
five.
All
Three already left injured.
All boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the boys' locker room, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was in the boys? There was a fight going on.
Again, this is not official information. This is just what students are hearing, getting on their cell phones. Did they arrest somebody? Do you know? Was it a student or?
They said they have one suspect in custody. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the other people ran.
That's what the Fox 15 said.
Oh yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
A little bit before 8 o'clock, it was chaotic here as police cars, fire trucks, and ambulances came speeding into this parking lot, lights and sirens going. It was my first indication as I drove by that there was something major going on here. One or two police cars, you could think maybe it was a fire alarm or some kind of a bomb threat or some kind of a hoax. Ma'am, can I ask your daughter what she heard or saw in there?
Do you want to? It's fine.
Yeah. What?
She knew both. She knows both of the kids that got stabbed.
There were two boys that were stabbed.
Two boys who were stabbed, and they said that there was two people that they had got. It happened in the locker room. They said one of them was hurt worse than the other.
Okay.
As far as I know, one of them is in critical condition from a head injury, but they don't know why, or she doesn't know the details, but
nobody would tell us
kids.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know both of the young men who were stabbed. Did they say anything about who was responsible for this?
They said that they recognized one of the boys, but the other boy they didn't recognize. And so I don't know if he goes here or if he's a different student.
He just showed up.
Yeah, or what he would be doing in the locker room before school.
I checked her out. I'm going to transfer school. Like it's not safe here.
I drove down to Las Vegas in a $40,000 car, and I came back in a $350,000 bus.
Rick, help me.
No.
Boy who's in custody, his family is saying he wasn't bullied by any of the victims. This wasn't racially motivated, and police believe the victims were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Why did a non-troublemaking straight-A student stab his classmates?
This young man was not being bullied by any of his victims. He had friends at the school that he had talked to, and they weren't even aware that this kind of thing was about to happen.
His family issued this handwritten statement through police, offering their thoughts and prayers and saying none of the victims had done anything to hurt their son.
The school's principal wanted to talk about the 5 students stabbed by a classmate Tuesday morning and the concerns parents had.
We experienced something very difficult yesterday. We're not going to try to minimize it. We're not going to shy away from it. We're not going to hide from it. We're going to talk about it.
Do we need metal detectors now at our schools? And our initial response, which I think many would think this, is we don't want our schools looking and feeling like prisons. However, there is an issue today with students and bringing weapons of some kind, and that's something that we're going to have some serious conversations in regards to, and that would include the school administration, the district, as well as the parent leadership for that particular community.
Well, it is a real mechanical dinosaur.
Oh, okay. So both.
Yeah, it's like
both worlds.
Animatronic, very cool, lifelike, extremely lifelike.
Where do you Jurassic Park it?
I didn't see the blood. His injury was to the back of his head. He said, "Principal, principal, principal." He said, "Someone's trying to kill people in the boys' locker room." For him to have the awareness to run with his injury and find an adult, in this case he found me, he saved lives. And I went to his home and checked up on him last night. I came this afternoon with his parents, and he said, I'm ready to come to school tomorrow. From my staff to the students to parents and others, a lot of heroic things happened yesterday to minimize the tragedy and to save lives.
This had nothing to do with the kids other than they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. This young man was not being bullied by any of his victims. He had friends at the school that he had talked to, and they weren't even aware that this kind of thing was about to happen. They had no signs, neither did the parents.
It was evident that Mountain View was not this fractured of all of our different ethnicities and all of our different socioeconomic backgrounds, but we were one team, making sure that if kids feel like they want to harm themselves or someone else, that is something they need to talk to someone, talk to an adult, talk to a counselor.
I wasn't sure what to expect from the meeting tonight. I wasn't sure I even wanted to go, but I'm grateful I went, and I was touched at not only the transparency but also the emotion.
Or if he's a different student.
If he just showed up.
Yeah.
Or if he's a different student.
If he just showed up.
Yeah.
Or if he's a different student.
If he just showed up.
Yeah.
I saw 2 ambulances leave and then saw one kid get rolled out on a stretcher.
These kids say one of the school's basketball coaches.
He stepped up, and that really shows that the team, like, we can be safe with him.
Very scary. When I was notified from the boys, my heart sank because, like I've said, this is such an amazing school, and I don't understand why someone would do this. And it's really shocking to know that this came from this school.
Shocking, a little scary actually, but you know, it's just good to know the situation's taken care of, I guess.
It's kind of like weird because nothing really happens here. Like everything's all cool here. Like it's kind of surprising knowing that people are getting stabbed here.
We look all around the corner and there's someone on the ground that got stabbed. Heard like someone had a stick, and we thought it was kind of funny because boys, they're just like pretending. And then we look all around the corner and there's someone on the ground that got stabbed.
I just saw like 3 kids running towards the office with a bunch of blood. One of them was stabbed in the head and the other was stabbed around the neck or something. And that's all I saw until I had to go to class, so yeah. It was awful, honestly.
Kennedy Shorten helps one victim.
And then I realized he was bleeding, and I was like, oh, he's bleeding. And he looks at me and goes, there's a psycho in there. He just stabbed me.
You want to feel like you can send your child to school, especially in a quiet community such as Orem, that you'd never expect something like this to happen. This has been alarming today and kind of a wake-up call.
I went here, and I've never heard of anything like this happening.
Oh, so you know both of the young men who were stabbed. Did they say anything about who was responsible for this?
They said that they recognized one of the boys, but the other boy they didn't recognize. And so I don't know if he goes here or if he's a different student.
If he just showed up.
Yeah.